Do you know how long I've had this video in the vault for? This has been a video idea of mine for like the past 2 years. I mean, of course, it's one of my favorite hobbies. Anyways, working out, primarily calisthenics and weightlifting, changed my life. And for billions of other people, I'm sure too. Okay. Time for a little backstory. When I was around 13 to 14 years old, I noticed that all the clothes I had, I didn't really like. So that's why I got into fashion. But also I didn't like the way I looked in said clothes. So I figured I'd start working out and the rest was history. I started off with calisthenics, then intensified it with harder movements and weighted calisthenics. Then I got into actual weights. I lost over 30-ish pounds, something like that. I didn't have a scale. I got skinny for a bit and then just started building muscle on top of that. So I was chubby, skinny, and muscular. So Fiend knows what it's like to be on every side of the spectrum. And I do plan on continuing to work out for the rest of my life because it isn't just a hobby or routine anymore. It's a lifestyle. Now I know losing weight and or building muscle can be difficult at first because when I started out, I was consistent for like a month, then stopped for 2 months, then got right back on track. Starting is the hard part, but once you get a routine, you don't want to stop. But with enough consistency and discipline, not motivation, discipline, you can just about do it. But it's also important to be aware of what you're eating. I know it's obvious, but this was my mistake. I wanted to be lean with muscle, but the mixture of me doing calisthenics 6 days a week, eating 2 to 3 meals, me walking around school all day, made me lose too much weight. But now I'm all big and strong. Not really. Super important to know what you want. If you want to lose weight, then go lose weight. Then just eat less calories than your body needs. If you want to gain weight, then just eat more than what your body needs. If you want to look a certain way, let's just take the Spider-Man physique, then work out for those specific muscles. Listen, you could customize your character to your liking, but it'll help if you have an inspiration for whatever you want to look like. There's a million different things you could be training for. What is bro training for? I don't know what you want to train for. Just go do it. And also, I wanted to touch on what I think is probably the most important for the look that you want: genetics. When it comes to playing a sport or building muscle, this is the thing that definitely matters a lot. If you're short, low hormones, have poor bone structure, have cardiovascular problems, high metabolic rate, and or poor muscle growth in certain places, or somehow all of them, pretty much say goodbye to those dreams. It sounds unfair, and that's because it is. Now, that doesn't go to show that you can't outwork talent. There's plenty of people that would be considered to have it difficult in what they do. And despite those odds, that's what makes them so hardworking, or sometimes even the best. This is why the only person you should compare yourself to is you. Like, you're really in your own lane, dude. I know anyone who's in this industry says the same thing, and you've probably heard it before, but don't compare yourself to others on social media because there's a lot of factors to take in. One, a lot of these people have been training a lot longer than you. And for my case and some of you, half of my lifespan or more. Two, they have excellent lighting and camera angles. And as someone who's pretty familiar with film for obvious reasons, there's plenty of techniques used to make someone look taller or bigger. They also probably have a pump. Three, probably the most obvious one, enhancements. And I think if you're going to take PEDs, the correct way to introduce your body is by maxing out your genetic potential first. Then, if you want to hop on it, or not doing it at all. Now, would I take anything? No. No, I have thought about it out of curiosity, but I wouldn't for mental reasons. People are more so concerned about the physical consequences of taking PEDs, which that's reasonable, but I'm already someone who thinks they could always do a little better. So if I get to the point of maxing out my muscles and changing my body and there's nothing else to build on, then would I even be happy or proud? But what I think we should be doing is comparing ourselves now to when we first began and think of our original goals that we set. Because if me 4 years ago saw how I looked in clothes, I think he would be pretty impressed.